In this video, I'm going to be ranking the best budget cards right now in NBA 2K25 My Team on a tier list here ranging from S that does go all the way down to D tier, and we have about 40-ish of the best budget cards right now in My Team, and I do consider a budget card to be any card under 40,000 MT, and recently the cards have been dropping a ton in price. For example, Pink Diamond Dr. J, he's down to like 25-30k. He was not considered a budget card couple weeks ago. Same thing with cards like Pink Diamond Kristaps, right? There's Galaxy Opal Ricky Davis in here. There's some other cards like Carlos Boozer and Tyler Hansbrough that have dropped in price to like 30-35k that they were recently haven't been that cheap. So I wanted to get you guys an updated budget card tier list just to go over all of the best budget cards in this game and where I do think they rank. So let me know in the comment section down below what budget cards are your guys' favorites, what budget cards you guys running on your squad, and of course let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But looking at the first budget card is going to be Omori Caspi, and I think this card is so good at the shooting guard position that I damn near want to put this card in S, but I do think A tier is probably more of the spot that I'm going to put Omori Caspi, but he is really good as a 6'9" shooting guard with a 6'9" wingspan. The thing about him though is his stats really aren't the best, like 84 block, 89 steal, 84 interior defense, only an 85 driving dunk. They're very mediocre stats, but you have to remember he's 6'9" at shooting guard with an elite level jump shot. The Jonathan Isaac base, Franz Wagner upper on very quick is a great jump shot. He's also got Booker dribble style, Trey escape, and the Jamal Murray behind the back. So really good sigs across the board for Omori Caspi and a great jump shot as well. I do think makes him one of the better budget cards in this game, but I think cards like Pink Diamond Kristaps and Pink Diamond Dr. J are both going to be slightly better. I do think Dr. J is for sure still a better shooting guard, but yes, Omori Caspi is only 5,000 MT compared to the 25-30k that Dr. J goes for, so I can understand maybe better value getting a more Caspi, you're saving some MT, but I think Dr. J is so good for his price. 6'7" net shooting guard, 6'11" wingspan, good enough defender, great slasher with that 98 driving dunk, 98 vertical, Hall of Fame posterizer. Dr. J, an amazing slashing card, but he's also got a great jump shot as well, and I do think he's one of the better budget cards in this entire game. And then Pink Diamond Porzingis, I mean, if you guys are looking for a budget center, does it get much better than Porzingis? He's about 35k, maybe even lower, like 30,000 MT by now, and he's a 7'2" center card, 7'6" wingspan, has a 93.3 Hall of Fame Deadeye, limitless range, and set shot specialist, has a good jump shot for a big man. I mean, he's the perfect big man card. Maybe could be a little bit faster and some more defense, but like for how tall he is and how good of a jump shot and how good of a floor spacer that Kristaps is, I think he's for sure an S tier budget card. Talking about Dante Exum, he's definitely solid. I would say most likely B tier for Exum. He's a good enough defender. He's 6'6" at point guard. He's got a good jump shot. I think he's just all around a solid budget card in that B tier category. Talking about Carlos Boozer, I think you got to put that card in S as well. I mean, one of the best small forwards in this entire game for his price. He's about 30k, maybe 35,000 MT at the most. 6'9" small forward, 7'2" wingspan, really good defender on the interior, 95 block, 98 interior defense. I love this card on defense, but I do think his jump shot is what really excels him on the offensive end. Having that Jared Vanderbilt base, Colin Sexton upper, which I seriously think is one of the best uppers in this entire game, on very quick. He's also got the Garland escape. Sure, he's not got the best movement in this game. He's not the best dribbling card, but for a card that has a really good player model, plays really good defense, and hits consistent jump shots, I think Carlos Boozer is one of the best budget cards and budget small forwards in this entire game. Talking about Wendell Carter Jr., I would say solid B tier for him. Again, not a bad budget card, but I don't think he's anything too spectacular. 6'10" at power forward, 7'3" wingspan. The defense is good, not insane, could be higher steal, right? Maybe this card could be a little bit faster, only 86 speed, 88 agility for a 6'10" power forward card, but I do like his jump shot. You know, he's got Garland escape, he's got Russell Westbrook dribble style, he's actually got some sort of movement at the power forward position, and I think Wendell Carter Jr. is a solid budget card, but in my opinion, I don't think he's as good as a Tyson Chandler just because of the defense difference. I mean, also Tyson Chandler is 7 foot with a 7'3" wingspan and is an amazing defensive card. 96 block, 96 interior defense, 85 steal, 85 perimeter, is also a little bit faster of a card, 87 speed, has really good Hall of Fame defensive badges, and damn, that was a big voice crack. But for me personally, I also just like Tyson Chandler's jump shot a little bit more than Wendell Carter Jr., but I do think those are close cards at the power forward position when we're talking about the best budget big man in this game. But I do think Tyson Chandler is going to be in that A tier category. Talking about Domantas Sabonis, Really not a huge fan of this card. I don't think he's like the worst budget card in this game, but I also don't think he could be really on the same tier as like a Wendell Carter Jr. He's only 6'10" at power forward with a 7'3" wingspan, so is, you know, very similar, or he is the same height and wingspan as Wendell Carter Jr., but he's also not great defensively. But I'm not a huge fan of his jump shot, and he doesn't really have any dribble sigs at all. So no movement, not a great jump shot, not a great defender, not that quick of a card. I mean, what does Domantas Sabonis really do? I would say he's probably going to have to be in that C tier category. Talking about Pink Diamond Eddie Curry, I think he's S, man. That card is so good at the center position. He's 7 foot with a 7'7" wingspan. If you take a look at his jump shot, you probably would not believe me if I told you that Pink Diamond Eddie Curry, as a center power forward that is 7 foot with a 7'7" wingspan, weighs 285 pounds, you know, 98 strength. He is like a bully ball big man. He is a crazy good inside big. He has obviously like an 84 3 ball, isn't the highest, but take a look at the jump shot. They went ahead and gave Eddie Curry. They gave him the LaMelo Ball base, which is a great base, the Darius Garland upper, which as we can see on cards like AC Law and Jason Kidd is one of the better uppers in this game, on very quick. They gave that to Eddie Curry as a center card, and he's also got like decent dribble sigs as well. I mean, he's an absolute monster for like 5,000 MT as well at the center or power forward position. I find just ridiculously good price for Eddie Curry. I think that makes him 100% in the S tier category. Talking about Jared Wallace, I think he's a great small forward card. He's really good defensively. He's only 6'7" though, so not the greatest height, but I do think his defense makes up for it. Also does have a pretty butter release. I think he's just a great budget card, gonna be in that A tier category. Talking about Justice Winslow, again, good budget card, but is he on the same tier as like a Dante Exum? I'm gonna have to say no. I do think he's probably a tier below him, but for a diamond card, he's definitely very solid and is really good in salary cap. Talking about Pink Diamond Stephon Castle, I think you might still have to put him, like, he's either B or A. I think Stephon Castle is still really good as a pink diamond. I'm probably going to lean more so towards B tier. There's just been a lot of really good budget point guards to come out and just a lot of really good cards to drop in general at the budget price tag. So I do think Stephon Castle as an overall budget card is still really good, but I do think he's probably going to be in that high B tier. I mean, Pink Diamond Rocco, like, he's got to be probably S, man. I know we got Maury Caspi in A, and maybe you could argue Maury Caspi is better, but like the defense that Robert Covington plays, not Oscar Robertson, I don't know why I clicked on 100 overall Oscar Robertson, but Rocco, 6'9" shooting guard with a 7'2" wingspan, is seriously one of the better defenders in this entire game. His player model is amazing. His jump shot is great in the catch and shoot. Yes, he has no movement, so I mean, if you're expecting to run an offense with this card, if you're expecting this card to score for you, you know, with the ball in his hands, that's just not what you can expect from Robert Covington. But if you're looking for defense, 3-point shooting, size at the shooting guard position, a really good player model, you're not going to find much better for like 5,000 MT than Robert Covington. Pat Burke, he's actually not bad that now that he got updated. He did get updated to the point where now his jump shot is on very quick timing. He's 6'11" at power forward, 7'3" wingspan. I still feel like his stats could be a lot better, but he is a diamond card. But jump shot wise, actually a good release. Like, that release is good on very quick. I mean, I think he's better than Domantas Sabonis at power forward. I would maybe take Wendell Carter Jr. over him, but I don't think he's as good as Tyson Chandler. So I feel like B tier is a fair spot for Pat Burke. Dyson Daniels, one of the best budget cards in this entire game. I mean, definitely the best budget point guard in my team. He's 6'7", elite level defender. He's just an absolute stud for 25K. I think Tyler Hansbrough, also going to be in that S tier category. Very similar to a card like Carlos Boozer. Both really good at the small forward position. I think Tyler Hansbrough is a little bit more well-rounded than a card like Carlos Boozer, and I think it's a very close debate of who is a better budget card there between Tyler Hansbrough and Carlos Boozer. Hakeem is really good, but I do think Hakeem is probably going to be an A. I think he's a slightly better or kind of on the same tier as a Tyson Chandler. I think they're both really good defensive bigs that have solid jump shots, and Hakeem definitely has a higher 3-ball rating than Tyson Chandler. Talking about Rodney Stuckey, actually not as bad as I would have expected for this card. I think he's a good budget point guard, like 6'5" at point guard, 6'7" wingspan. The defense does hold him back to the point where I might have to put this card in C tier because the defense isn't great, only 85 driving dunk, but like a good jump shot on very quick. He's got Trey escape, Devin Booker dribble style. Not a huge fan of the Kobe White size up and not a huge fan of the Andrew Wiggins behind the back. So I think I might go like high C tier for Rodney Stuckey, but I would say he's definitely better than Justice Winslow, but I don't think he's as good as a Dante Exum or a Stephon Castle. Kel'el Ware, is he still S tier? I don't know. I think Kel'el Ware is either really high A or low S, but there's just so many great cards in the S tier category that I mean, I think Eddie Curry, Kristaps, Kristaps, those cards are better, as a big man when we're talking about the budget cards. So I do think for now, Kel'el Ware probably going to be an A. I would say Zach LaVine is B tier. I think he's in that like solid B tier category. He's really good offensively. I think him, Stephon Castle, and Dante Exum are kind of all on the same level when we're talking about the best budget point guards. So I do think they're all going to be in B tier. Bruce Bowen, he's a solid card. I might even drop Domantas Sabonis to D tier. I think that card is honestly really bad. I'm going to go Domantas Sabonis in that D tier category. But Bruce Bowen, he's a really good defensive card. He plays amazing defense on the perimeter, but does have a bit of lack of offense. Caron Butler, he's a solid card as well. I would go B tier for Caron Butler. I think he's a really good all-around shooting guard. Zach Edey, I would say C tier is fair for Zach Edey, just because he is super slow of a card. I know he's 7'5" at center with a 7'10" wingspan, but at this point in my team, to only have 60 speed, 57 agility, I think is a huge disadvantage. I mean, I could go B tier just because of his height. He's 7'5". It does make a huge difference, but that speed is just so slow that I think it really does hurt that card. Malcolm Brogdon is really good. I love that Malcolm Brogdon card. I think the Pro 2 fade is huge. I love his jump shot, and I think he's actually a really underrated point guard, at the Galaxy Opal tier, and I think at the budget tier, he's one of the better budget cards in this game. I'm going to put him in that A tier category. Reggie Lewis, he's solid, but I do think he's most likely C tier, alongside Danny Green, just solid budget shooting guards. Mario Chalmers is good, but he is only 6'2", so again, I don't know if he could be on the same tier as a Dante Exum, a Wendell Carter Jr., and a Zach LaVine, just because of his height, but I do think Mario Chalmers is a really good 3-hunting guard. Kobe White, for me, also going to be in that C tier category. I just don't think he's as good as is Stephon Castle, Zach LaVine, and Dante Exum. Jeff Green, I think, is really well-rounded at small forward. I'm going to go B tier for Jeff Green, a small forward that can really do everything: shoot the ball, defend, slash to the basket, even rebound a little bit at the small forward position. Matt Barnes, I'm probably still going to give that A tier nod to. I mean, Matt Barnes has a really quick jump shot. He's good defensively, 6'7" net shooting guard, so a good height, with also a great player model as well. Is he as good as Rocco and Amari Caspi? I would say maybe not, but he's still a really good budget card. Gonna throw him in the A tier category. Ricky Davis, I mean, he's got a BS. He's on the same tier as a Dr. J at the shooting guard position. Really good jump shot, has the Garland dribble style. I think he's got to be in the S tier category. DeAndre Jordan, it depends, right? If you're running the duo with DeAndre Jordan, you can maybe say he's an A or an S tier budget card, right? Because he gets such a big upgrade to his 3-ball. That plus 24 to the 3, plus 15 to the mid-range makes a huge difference. But without the dynamic duo, only a 57 3-ball, gonna have to go in that B tier category for DeAndre Jordan. LaMelo Ball, he's actually come down quite a bit in price. He is now down to like 38, 40K, and I think for that price, he's still good. I would say he's most likely in that B tier category. Brian Scalabrine, he's an okay small forward all the way around, gonna throw him in C tier. James Wiseman, I think that card is kind of on that like Wendell Carter Jr. level in the B tier category. I think Frank Kaminsky is really good. I think he's actually A tier. He's 7'1" with a really high 3-ball and a really good jump shot and plays solid defense. I think that Frank Kaminsky is a beast at power forward. Gonna put him in the A tier category. I think Antoine Jameson is on the same level as a Jared Wallace. Really well-rounded small forwards. I like Antoine Jameson's jump shot. He's 6'9" at small forward. I think he's got to go in A tier. Jonathan Bender, probably A tier as well. I don't know if he's an S tier budget card on the level of guys like Tyler Hansbrough, Carlos Boozer, Rocco at the small forward position, but I do think he's still 7 foot with a really good jump shot. I still think he's going to be an A tier. And then the final budget card is going to be Tijon Zalan, and realistically going to throw that card in the D tier category. But let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what you guys think about my budget card tier list, what you guys would change about it, and all that type of stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.